Welcome back to the Professor's Lab. I'm Professor V, and this is round 2 of the League Cup that happened at Die Hard Games on September 23rd, 2023. If you didn't know, Die Hard League happens every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games, featuring casual and tournament play of whatever format anyone wants, really. More info in the description. League Challenge tomorrow, Thursday, September 28th, starting at 6 p.m. Central at Die Hard Games. And check out Pokemon's event locator for more premier events at Die Hard Games, such as League Challenges, League Cups, and pre-releases. Please give this video a like, subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications, say what you need to say in the comments, and all that other good stuff. But anyways, let's get into this game, where we have on the left Chien-Pao Baxcalibur, on the right Lost Zone. Lost Zone looks like they're starting things off with a flower selecting, Comfey's ability. If it's in the active spot, it can look at the top 2 cards of the deck, put one of them in the Lost Zone, keep the other in hand. Radiant Greninja hitting the bench, and it using its Concealed Cards ability to discard an energy card and draw 2 cards. Nest Ball coming down here. That allows the player to search the deck for a basic Pokemon and then put it straight onto the bench. It's half of a battle VIP pass, so, half as effective, but still effective, right? Player's gonna take some time to look through the deck here during their first deck search, kind of get an idea of what's in the deck, what might be prized. Comfey being found here off of the Nest Ball and being put straight onto the bench. So as long as we have an energy card or a switch card in hand, we could see another flower selecting come down and go a little deeper into that deck, searching for those battle VIP pass. Looks like we do have a switch card, an escape rope. The opponent's side of the field only has 1 Pokemon, so pretty much just a switching into the second Comfey, using the second flower selecting to send Pow Pad to the Lost Zone there, and passing things over. No battle VIP pass, but not the end of the world. Manaphy, I think, is in the active spot. Mew hitting the bench, and straight away, battle VIP pass and Nest Ball being played over on Chien-Pao's side. Battle VIP Pass, you can only play it on your first turn. When you do, search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them onto the bench. It's like 2 Nest Ball, but you can only play them on your first turn, the Battle VIP Pass. I imagine we're going to see 2 Frigibacks come down, and then Radiant Greninja is the 3rd choice there. All of them hitting the bench, and Irida being the supporter per turn. That lets you search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item card. I don't think a Battle VIP Pass needs to be found here, though you could just find it and, thin it out of your deck, play it, and thin it out of your deck to get another Pokemon down. Instead first going for that Chien-Pao as a water Pokemon of choice, and Escape Rope as the item card. Interesting. So that'll let the Chien-Pao become active, so that way it can use its Shivery Chill ability, which it can only use when it's in the active spot. And then we'll see what our player decides to do here. You can also hold it and keep the bench space open for next turn. But actually, Escape Rope coming down first, swapping the Manaphy with the Mew. The opponent has to, I guess I should explain Escape Rope here in the Professor's Lab. Escape Rope item card that says your opponent first chooses a new active Pokemon, swapping it with one on their bench, and then you do the same. So Comfey, easy choice to be promoted here, and then Mew with its Mysterious Tail being promoted on Baxcalibur's side. Mysterious Tail is activated on that Mew, which allows the player to look at the top 6 cards of their deck and add any item card they find there to their hand. Battle VIP Pass being the item card. Might as well play it. You can only play it on your first turn, otherwise it's just stuck in your hand. To find Bidoof. So this may not be the Arceus variant, since we saw the Bidoof come down over the Arceus, or just the Bidoof being prioritized over the Arceus in this matchup. I know the Arceus is a good attacker into Lost Zone, but either way, full board, full setup here, and passing things over to our Lost Zone player. Starting things off with a flower selecting with that active Comfey, looking at the top 2 of the deck, keeping 1 and sending the Mirage Gate to the Lost Zone. Interesting. Probably for that Course Experiment, to keep that. Course Experiment, powerful supporter in the Lost Zone deck. Draw 5 cards, send 2 of them to the Lost Zone, and keep the remaining 3. So that'll bring our Lost Zone count up to 5 here. And our big numbers in the Lost Zone deck are 4 for Cramorant's attack, 7 to play Mirage Gate, and 10 for that Sableye Lost Mine. So we're building up here, sending the Nest Ball and the Water Energy to the Lost Zone, attaching a energy to the active Comfey and manually retreating into the other, and it uses flower selecting of its own to send a Course Experiment to the Lost Zone. Interesting, keep that other card. Didn't see what the other choice was. Was it Lightning Energy? I don't think so. Either way, concealed cards, discarding that Lightning Energy, that Radiant Greninja to draw 2 more cards from the deck. Dragonite V hitting the bench with a Forest Seal Stone being attached to it. So now our V-Star Power, Star Alchemy is online. Ability. Yep, V-Star Power being used there. Forest Seal Stone, Star Alchemy. Lets you search your deck for 1 card. Pick a card, any card. 1 card. Don't even have to show your opponent if you don't want to. Most likely it's an insta-play card, being that Nest Ball. Thinning that out of the deck. Playing Nest Ball to search the deck for a Cramorant and put it on the bench. We got 4 Pokemon on the bench. Cramorant can attack for free thanks to its Lost Provisions ability. As long as there's 4 more cards in the Lost Zone, it attacks for free. Switching into the Cramorant. Lost Vacuum coming down here. When you play Lost Vacuum, you Lost Zone a card from your hand in order to send a Stadium card or a Tool card on the field to the Lost Zone. So, very good way for these Lost Zone decks to build up their Lost Zone count very quickly. Forest Seal Stone being the target of the Lost Vacuum there, and it getting sent to the Lost Zone, as it provides no use now since it's been used already. I think we had 8. We have 8 in the Lost Zone. Manaphy is promoted on the opponent's side of the field, and they begin their turn. Chien-Pao being put onto the bench. Ultra Ball discarding Superior Energy Retrieval and Frigibax to search the deck for a Pokemon card, and that lovely full art Bidoof, alt art, whatever art, awesome art Bidoof, being found with that Ultra Ball there. So that way the Bidoof on the bench can evolve. And we could start refilling the hand with that Industrious Incisors ability. Bidoof's Industrious Incisors says, draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. So I think we got 4 cards off of that Industrious Incisors. Pretty big. Not the biggest, but big. Pokestop coming down. Oh, beautiful Pokestop. If you didn't catch what happened there, Pokestop is a Stadium card that lets you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you can put any item cards you find there into your hand, and the rest go to the discard. So all 3 item cards being found there. 2 Superior Energy Retrieval and a Cross Switcher. All things that this Chien-Pao Baxcalibur deck wants to see, wants to have in hand. Two cards being played, so maybe Cross Switchers being debated on being played here. Cross Switch is a card you have to play 2 of them when you play it, and when you do, it's Guzma. You choose a Pokemon's bench to bring into the active spot, and then you switch a Pokemon from your bench to the active spot. So Comfey being promoted, or being chosen to come on up to the active spot, and then Chien-Pao EX hitting the active spot using its Shivery Chill ability, which allows you to search your deck for 2 basic water energy and put them into your hand. You can only use that ability when Chien-Pao is in the active spot. Alright, are we going to see Rare Candy Baxcalibur this turn? Radiant Greninja digs a little further into the deck with its Concealed Cards ability. Discard an energy, drawing 2 cards. I think there's 1 water energy now in the discard pile. We need 2 energy on Chien-Pao to take the KO on the opposing Comfey. Rare Candy which allows Frigibax to skip that middle evolution and evolve straight to Baxcalibur with its super cold ability. I think that was a Superior Energy Retrieval being played. Superior Energy Retrieval is an item that lets you discard 2 cards, and then you could put up to 4 basic energy from your discard pile into your hand. Only 1 water energy being put back from the discard pile to the hand, because that was all that's there, but at least that brought our count in hand to 2. So then Baxcalibur's super cold ability says you can attach as much water energy to your Pokemon in any way you like from your hand. So just make it rain all over the field. 2 water energy being attached to the active Chien-Pao. The active Chien-Pao uses its Hail Blade attack, which is 60 times, which does 60 times the amount of water energy you discard from your side of the field. So 2 water energy being discarded on that side of the field, 120 damage, more than enough to take the KO on the opposing Comfey. Tying things up here in round 2, 5 prizes to 5 prizes in this early game. Comfey being promoted and its flower selecting ability being used to send Escape Rope to the Lost Zone and keeping that other card from the top of the deck. Course Experiment being the supporter for turn, drawing 5 cards, Lost Zoning 2 of them, Pokestop and Forest Seal Stone, and keeping the other 3. You don't need the Pokestop, there's already one in play, and Pokestop being played. 1 item card found there off of the Pokestop, the Sableye, and the other Pokestop being sent to the discard pile. Not the end of the world. You'd like to have that Sableye in hand, but we can always get it back with Super Rods or something like that, Clara. Alright, the discard pile being inventoried there. Seeing what's already been played to better inform our next decision here. Raikou V coming out and hitting the bench. With the full bench, it can take out the opposing Chien-Pao. Lost Vacuum being played to send Drapion V to the Lost Zone, and also send that Pokestop to the Lost Zone, so neither player can use it, especially the owner of the card, the Chien-Pao Baxcalibur player, can't use it anymore. Super Rod being played here. Item card lets you shuffle back from your discard any combination of basic energy and Pokemon cards, up to 3. So it's like Sableye, Psychic Energy, Lightning Energy being shuffled back into the deck from the discard pile. Mirage Gate coming down. Mirage Gate, powerful item. If there are 7 or more cards in the Lost Zone, you can search your deck for 2 different basic energy and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Water Energy and Electric Energy being attached with Mirage Gate to the bench Dragonite V there. A second Mirage Gate being debated on being played here, but maybe there's already a water in hand to manually attach to evolve or to power up the Dragonite V. Discard a pile being consulted here. Water energy attached from hand to the Dragonite V. Switch card being played to switch Comfey into that Dragonite V. We're going to bench the second Comfey. Yes, second Comfey bench. And now Dragonite V will use its attack. 250 damage, and you put 2 damage counters on each of your bench Pokemon. Small price to pay for 2 prizes on that opposing Chien-Pao EX with 220 HP. Radiant Greninja being promoted on the left here, and play resumes there. Alright, so we're going to want to see Superior Energy Retrieval and lots of water energy coming down. I think so. I think there's 2 water energy in the discard. Now there's 3, thanks to concealed cards discarding 1 and drawing 2 cards. That Radiant Greninja there. Superior Energy Retrieval, discarding a couple cards and putting 3 water energy from the discard pile back to hand. All 3 of them being attached with Baxcalibur's Super Cold ability to the active Radiant Greninja. Bibarel uses its ability to draw up to 5 into the hand. going to see a 2-prize turn here with this Radiant Greninja's Moonlight Shuriken. It could do 90 damage to 2 of the opponent's Pokemon. So 90 damage being put onto both of Chien-Pao. Take out the engine. Yep. Both Chien-Pao taking 90 damage from the Moonlight Shuriken being KO'd. Play resumes over on our Lost Zone side. That Dragonite V is still in the active spot and still the big threat here. But it can be KO'd next turn by a Chien-Pao. So maybe we would like to see a boss play here. Boss's orders on the benched Baxcalibur to potentially prevent that. But nope, no boss. Instead, Course Experiment. Looking at the top 5, sending 2 to the Lost Zone. Easy choices there. That VIP pass and Chien-Pao, putting the rest in hand. Alright, so feels kind of bad taking a 1-prize KO with the powerful Dragonite, but you gotta do what you gotta do. We're definitely in Lost Mine territory. Sableye attack, if there are 10 or more cards in the Lost Zone, it can use Lost Mine to put 12 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. Concealed cards being used here to discard an energy and draw 2 cards to further your options here in hand. Sableye coming down to the bench. Super Rod being played to shuffle back in from the discard a couple energy cards. Mirage Gate being used to pull those right back out of the deck. Psychic being attached to the Sableye. Lightning being attached to the Raikou V. And we have all of our attackers ready to go to take these last 3 prizes. Dragonite V either has 2 or 3 retreat cost. Water Energy being attached to the bench Raikou V, powering it up. Switch Cart being used to bring it into the active spot, switching that Dragonite V out. Fleet-Footed being used on the Raikou V. When it's in the active spot, it uses its Fleet-Footed ability to draw a card. Just a free card. And more than enough to take the KO with its Lightning Rondo attack. Lightning Rondo is 20 plus the amount of bench Pokemon in play, so Dragonite V, or Radiant Greninja, is also weak to Lightning, so overkill there, over KO, and Manaphy is promoted into the active spot. Play resumes over on Chien-Pao's side. Chien-Pao has to take the KO on the active Raikou V, but do we just have checkmate set up on board? Stadium is played. Super Rod is played as well to shuffle back in the Radiant Greninja, Chien-Pao, and a Water Energy from the discard back into the deck. Yeah, I think the only way to take the KO on the active Raikou V is with Chien-Pao, but if it does that, then Dragonite V comes up and Chien-Pao's it back in the face for the game, taking the last 2 prizes there. So yeah, I think we just have checkmate set up on board here, unfortunately, for our Chien-Pao player. Players taking a look through their discard, seeing what's in there, probably most importantly counting the Water Energy in there. And Iono, the comeback card being played, supporter, both players shuffle their hands, put them at the bottom of the deck, and then they each draw for their remaining prize cards. So Chien-Pao player gets 3, Lost player gets 2, limiting the options of the Lost Zone player there. But it still has some dig with Fleet-Footed, assuming it doesn't get KO'd, and Radiant Greninja. So maybe is it just leave a single prizer in the active spot and pass, not before Bibarel Industrious Incisors for 2. Pokestop being played, reveal the top 3, keep any items, and that looks like my Pokestop. 2 Water Energy to the discard pile along with the Baxcalibur. Like, energy in the discard isn't the worst because of that superior energy retrieval, but looks like, yeah, it looks like we just the Chien-Pao player realizes that, yeah, you've got checkmate on board. There's nothing I could do. If I if I pass with a single prizer in the active, then Sableye can come up and spread some damage and put pressure on and win in 2 turns. And even if, like I said earlier, if Chien-Pao was able to attack, Dragonite V is the answer there on the bench. So pretty much checkmate scenarios set up there, and a concession over to the giving the Lost Zone player the game there. Excellent round 2 of our League Cup here. What do you guys think of this video and the commentary? Please let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Professor's Lab.